Hi, it's Loretta. Welcome. Let's begin our practice today together by sitting on the edge of our chair with our feet hips width apart. And let's just gently place our hands on our knees and relax. Take a few really deep breaths. And begin to see the pattern of taking deeper breaths and filling your tummy up, getting everything all the way into your diaphragm, and then exhaling it completely as well. Let's take a few really good, strong, deep breaths, as deep as we can, and then lengthen them as we start to feel ourselves relaxing a little with our breath. So I'm going to do that. One more deep breath here. And let's begin our practice by taking one more deep breath and exhaling out our mouth. Get it all out. On the next inhale, as we exhale, let's chant the sound of Om together so that we can connect our frequencies and bring us all into the room together and begin in the same space. So deep inhale with an exhale of Om. And let's begin with our arms. Up and down. Up and down. When we're in this direction, and bring our hands to the center and say up in prayer position and down. Up and down. And see if you can breathe with that. Inhale on the up. Exhale on the down. Let's take one more in this direction. Now come on back out. Inhale, exhale. Down in the center. This starts to loosen up our arms and our shoulders. One more of this time. And bring it down and bring it out and in and out and in. And begin to feel your muscles in your shoulders and your back and your arms loosening up and becoming part of the general motion. Let's do one more and bring it back. And let's move on into our shoulders. Let's take a few shoulder rolls, deep shoulder rolls. Bring them forward and back. And let's take a couple more. One more. And stop in the back and go forward. So we're just changing directions. Making sure we're working out the kinks in our shoulders, opening up the energy, opening up our backs. Last one. And then let's take our arms and drop them and bring our shoulders up and our necks down, and we'll take up and down, up and down, up and down. One more. And then let's begin with our outs and our ins. Relax yourself completely. Excuse me, frog in my throat. Out and in. And as you take those, bring your shoulders along with them. Bring on the ends, let's do a contraction. Let's do an expansion. Our wrists will give us that. One more. And come on back to center. And let's move on up to our neck. Let's take our chins and let's go in the figure 8 on its side. Infinity circles. This gives us an idea about how our neck is feeling. Do you feel cracking? Do you feel clicking? Do you feel anything that isn't feeling just natural and smooth? Let's just notice and come back to the center. Shake your head no a little. And come on back to the center. Shake your head yes a little. Last one. Come on back to the center. How does your neck feel? Take a couple more infinity circles. My neck is feeling in pretty good shape today. So we'll come back to it if we feel like our necks get cramped later. Let's take a couple more shoulder movements and arm movements. Let's bring our hands, up and in back of our heads, intertwined. And what I'd like us to do is on the inhale, bring your arms together, and on the exhale, bring them apart. Again, taking that contraction, expansion motion. Let's do a few of these. One more after this. Here we go, last one. And you can bring your hands down. Now bring your hands together, flip your palms, bring your hands straight out, as far away from your body as you can, and take 2 breaths. Long, slow inhales and long, slow, full exhales. Now on the next inhale, bring your hands straight up and over, with your head in between your arms, and look up at your hands. This is the high altar position. This is you offering whatever you're offering to the universe. Make sure you stretch that out really far, get your shoulders away from you. One more really good breath here. And come on back down. And then let's just, what I'd like us to do is a few swim movements with our shoulders. So let's just begin by bringing it back and bringing it forward, tilting our head to match our arm. These feel good to me too. One more on each side. Here's one, and here's one. And come on back to center. And then let's take our arm joint openers, where we, this is how we do it. We come up and down and up and down. And we're opening up those sockets, getting our energy flowing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. You might need to slow your arms down a little or speed your breath up. And then come on down and let it come down and bring it into Tadasana, which is the mountain pose, and let that energy ground. Take a deep breath here. Take one more deep breath here. Feel the energy ground. And relax. And let's begin. Oh, I think at this point where we've taken our arm openers, what I'd like us to do is I would like us to take an eagle pose right now, and that'll show us the difference between opening wide up and closing your perspective. So let's begin by taking our legs first, one leg over the other if you can, tuck it in back. Now, if you can't do this, that's okay. You can bring it over and just hold it next to it, or you can bring it down and over at your ankles. Whichever way works best for you, please go ahead and let's use that, and let's get our legs set before we bring our arms into it. So I'm going to bring mine up, and I think today I may be able to tuck it. Not every day can do that for me. So today is a good day with the stretching on my legs. Then I'm going to bring the arm that is matching the leg, bring it up higher, intertwine your other arm under it, form across. You've got a peephole in the middle. Now, this is the eagle perspective. And one of the things I'd like to say is that when you take an eagle perspective on anything, it means you're narrowing your view to get more specific and look closer at something. So there's a very good premise for the eagle pose. So take 2 breaths right here. And turn to the side and take 2 more. Find something to focus on. And come on back to the center and go to the other side. 2 breaths, 1 more. And come on back to center. Drop your arms, unfold your leg, and let's prepare for the next leg. So whichever way you took the last one, see if you can do this one the same. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tuck, even though I believe this form isn't the most perfect form. I'm still going to do it. The perfect form would be if my leg was longer and I could stretch all the way around. Maybe you can. I hope so. If not, bring it down lower and just hold your leg close to your calf. Then bring the upper arm is the same as the leg. Bring the other one under, cross it under, and look for your peephole. And take 2 deep breaths. And focus on what you focus on. Get a drishti. Get a focal point. And then take and move to the side and find something else to focus on. And get your focal point and take 2 deep breaths. Come back to center, come to the other side. Sometimes we all need to narrow our vision so that we can really see what's in front of us. And we can really see the details of things. And that's what the eagle pose represents. And coming back and dropping your arms and undoing your legs. And let's go ahead and move into our spinal circles, which is coming around, tapping our hips, just kind of acquainting our body with moving in circular motion. And take a hand, put it on your knee. Now, your legs are still hips width apart. I keep wanting to close mine, but really hips width apart is where we need to be. Put your other hand in back. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and twist to the side. Now it's only your torso twisting and your waist, not your hips, not your head. Your head can flow along. Let's try it. Take another deep breath and twist. 1 more breath. Don't pull yourself. And come on back to the center and let's move to the other side. Deep breath in and twist. Eyes closed. Let your head be free. Deep breath, twist. And 1 more breath and twist. And come all the way back. And while we're here, let's go side to side and take our intense side stretch. So take your knees, spread them apart a little. Put 1 hand in back. Raise your arms straight up. And just feel your energy. Feel who you are. I really believe that this stretch somehow it defines my energy level. And I don't know what I mean by that, but try it. And then as you reach up and take a deep breath in, we're going to bend to the side. intense side stretch. Go ahead and take your arm, bend it over, close to your ear. You can tuck your chin and look out under your armpit and take 2 deep breaths. And when you're ready, come on back up and let's go to the other side. Arm up, feel your energy. Be who you are. That's what I say about this move. I don't know how it fits for you, but it does for me. And take a deep breath in and lean to the side in an intense side stretch with your heart wide open. Put your head and look out under your armpit. Take a deep breath. Take another really good deep breath. And when you're ready, come on back up and come to the center. And let's go ahead and take our cat-cow. And let's begin with the cow. So come on up. Now this is a torso, a heart move, a spinal flexion. See how you come up and down like the cat, how you contract into the cat. Come on back up, raise your chest, raise your chin a little. Come on back up into the full cow. Cat, cow. Get an undulation going. It feels good. One more. And come to center. And let's just, what I'd like us to do is just lift each leg at one. Let's start lifting our leg up. 3. And I'm going to do 8 on each leg. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to pick this leg up and I'm going to bring it over and I'm going to just open my hip up. And you can do that by holding your leg and your foot in any place that you want to do it. Sometimes I need the extra support of tucking my hand under and around. Other times, not so much. And then bring it back and gently lay your foot on your knee. Now, if you're not up this high, that's okay. You can cross it over your ankle. Take a deep breath in, sit up straight, and let's do a forward fold over our knee. So deep breath in. Hinge at the hips, come on out over and lay your body over your lap if you can. Tuck your chin, drop your arms, and take 2 breaths. This is opening up our glutes and our upper thighs and our shoulders. Come on back up and let's put our foot down. Okay, so let's start with 8, picking up our leg. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Then bring it up. And however you'd like to support that leg, start opening up your hip socket by moving your leg out and back. And you can move it around a little in a circle if that works for you too. We're opening up that socket. Back and forth a little bit more. And then gently place your ankle on your knee, sit up straight, and we're going to take another forward fold. So we're going to hinge at the hips, no matter if you're doing it down here or up here. It's a solid hinge at the hips and come down as low as you can. So deep breath in and drop. And relax. And breathe. And let yourself open up. Give yourself a little bit of time for that glute to open. And whenever you're ready on the next breath, come on up. And gently take your foot and bring it back down. We're moving right along here. Let's take one more thing with our legs to just make sure that they're wide open for this. Let's take our leg sequence of up and out and back and down. And we're going to take 6 on each leg. And that's 2. That's 3. 4. I know you know how to count, but sometimes I lose track. This is our last one, and bring it down. And bring the other leg up and out and back and down. Up and out and back and down. Two more. One more, last one. Oh, that felt good to me. And let's take a couple of our goddess circles. Well, let's start by taking our legs and bringing our heels out to the sides of our chair. Heels pointed out, or heels pointed in, toes pointed out, sitting on the edge of the chair. Push your legs out. Make sure you've got a nice stretch in there. Put your hands on your knees. And now we're going to take goddess circles from here, which implies, here's what it means. You're going to come whichever side you go to the side, to the front, to the side, and to the back. Now you can think of this in our Native American culture too, of giving things to each corner of the world. You know, like we've got north, we've got east, we've got south, we've got west. So make sure that you're doing it in consciousness of the four directions of your body. And then come on back to the back and go the other way. Take some breaths with it. Make sure your legs are still out. Let's take one more in this direction. And come on back to center. And let's come together and stand up. Okay. I wanted to just say that I realize that I've been saying we can take a stretch by just doing this and turning our foot. And that's really true. We can move that way. But what I've seen recently in one of my classes is that somebody is having trouble just bending their knees. So instead of like going back and forth this time, let's just go to the side of the chair, spread our legs to a nice even spread. I always go mat width, but if you don't have a mat there, then just go ahead and spread it about 3 foot, I guess. And then just gently bend your knees and see how that feels. If you have trouble with your knees, I don't want to incite them any more than they get incited by this. So let's take 2 more. We can be gentle and still do the same work. And then let's turn around, bring our feet to the top of our chair, to the legs. And I'm going to do the side one the same way. So step back with your foot closest to the chair. Sorry, I still sometimes get confused on that. You can go ahead and hold on to your chair if you like, depending on how strong you feel, or you can put your hands on your waist and go ahead and bend 6 times to the front. Two more. Last one. And I really do want us to open up the backs of our legs. So let's go ahead and push back with our hips. So just use your hands somehow. What you want to make sure is that your butt is pointing towards the wall. And then you're stretching the whole back of your calf all the way from your Achilles tendon. Actually, I even feel it in my toes. So I'm going to say it's giving you a good stretch all the way up through your hips. Take one more breath and come on back up. And let's go to the other side and do what we just did. Let's begin by taking our legs and spreading them. And let's just take a few deep bends with our knees. Let's take 2 more. And turn around, come up to the top. Take your foot closest to the chair, bring it back just a little. You can hang on to your chair or you can put your hands on your hips or whatever you want to do. And let's take 5 bends. Some days are better than others. Last one. Some forms are always better than other days. Then we're gonna take our leg, make sure they're both straight, push our hips back towards the wall and drop. And feel the stretch all the way up the back of your leg. Take one more deep breath. And come on back up. Okay, let's go ahead and take a downward facing dog because it gives us a really good balance and a really good lengthening on every part of our body. So let's begin by taking our hands and spreading them wide with our thumbs as well, placing them on the chair as far apart as you can, even with your shoulders if you can. Step back as far as you can without going into a tippy toe mode. Make sure you're flat-footed here. Take your head, put it between your arms, drop your shoulders, lift your rear end by straightening your legs. And breathe. Your feet should be hips width apart. It'll make it easier on you. Two more breaths. Now come on and move forward over your hands. This is our version of the plank. Go up on your tiptoes with your torso over your hands, your chin looking forward, and breathe. It's a good feeling to know your upper body can hold your whole body. One more breath. Come on back up. Now let's take our wide-legged downward facing dog by spreading our legs. Our hands should be in the same position. Head comes down, shoulders drop, rear end goes up and legs straighten. Take some breaths. One more breath. Drop your hands. See if you can touch the floor. If you can, great. If you can, just go flat-handed and tuck your chin and relax in this position for a moment. And bring your hands to your fists, make fists, and let's take that, the straddle and turn. So lift one of them up and turn to the side. Come back down, up and out and back down, up and out and back down. Up and out. Okay, let's take one more on each side. There's one and there's one. Okay. And I don't know how you felt about that last time, but I really do like bringing our feet in just a little bit. Oops, we're still down here, aren't we? Okay, bringing your feet in, taking your hands and bringing them in back of your knees, making really flexed position. Bring yourself as little as you can and just bounce a few times. This is really good for your coordination, your balance, and stretching those lower calves in the front, actually. That's where I'm feeling that. And then you can drop it, bring your hands back up to your legs and come out. Now, for me, I'm going to turn back around to the front so you can see me. And I'd like us to take, well, what I'd really like us to take is for us to do, bring your arms up and let's do a forward fold. Now, if you feel as if your balance is shaky, come on down your body, take a deep breath, come on down and do a rag doll. You can bend your knees, tuck your chin, hold your elbows. If you need the chair, that's okay. Go ahead and just drop. And feel that forward fold. This is a really, the word that comes to me is sacred, and I don't think that's the word I want, but it is about us trusting, and the inversion actually makes our heart work less. Our brains are not full of talk. We're just resting, and we're relaxing our body into it. A little bit of movement, side to side. And then drop your hands and come on back up. And let's go ahead and move our hips in circular motion. Turn around the other direction. All right, now take our arms and bring them out. And let's move them in circles while we're still standing. Okay, now stop them and go the other direction. And you can drop your arms and come on back to the chair. I do have time for one more thing. Go ahead and keep standing, and let's do our awkward pose, where we bring our feet together. This is the chair position, or also known as the awkward pose. Bend your knees, come down like you're picking up something off the ground. Bring your hands back up, leaving the bend in your knees. Bring your hands up to your thighs, bring them to your waist, and then if you want, you can bring them out. Keeping your legs bent, let's take 2 deep breaths here. One more breath. And then come all the way up and take a minor back bend and come on back down. And then we will sit back down. Let's go ahead and work our feet. Take your feet, bring one out. Okay, now this is tricky. I know we've done it. All we're doing is outlining the edges of our feet as we turn our ankles to allow that to happen. So let's begin with your foot flat on the ground, and then come on back and go to the back, go to the side, to the front, to the side, to the back. Of course, we're never going to get even in that arch, but that's okay. Touch the rest of it. And then come back around and do the other direction. We're going to take 3 of them. That's number 2, and there's number 3. Take care of the leg. Do the same thing with your foot. All right, start coming around. And see how much of the edges of your feet you can keep on the ground. And let's take one more. And turn around and go in the other direction. And that's enough for that. But while we're on our feet, let's go ahead and bring your foot out and take a point and a flex. Point, flex, point, flex. 3 is enough. Bring your foot back, take your other leg. Let's do the point and flex, point, flex, point, flex, and bring your foot back. We have time for a couple hand exercises. So let's go ahead and bring our hands together and do what? Let's take our fingers apart like this and bring them around, and let's bring them up, circling 5 times. That's 3, 4, 5, and turning it around, starting with our thumbs and coming back down. 4, 5. That feels good. What I want us to do is to pull our fingers, not enough for a knuckle crack, just enough for extension and lengthening. And do it to each thumb and finger. And come on back to center. And let's start to shift into our Shavasana, which is our meditative pose. And to do that, let's take a couple of deep breaths together And then whenever you feel as if your body has relaxed into your breath, go ahead and just breathe like yourself. Don't worry about it. Just let your body come to its center and have a relationship with itself. Let your breath and your spirit and your body talk to each other. Wherever they end up, let it be together like a big braid. And let's go ahead and go into that, into the space of relaxation and contentment. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back. So don't worry about the time, just relax. So let's begin with the deep breath and then letting go, and I'll shut up. So here we go. Close your eyes. And now let's gently bring ourselves back to the center again. And come on up. Bring all of us. Come on back. Take a deep breath. Maybe stretch a little. What do you need? Oh. Come on back. Wake up. Feel happy. We're done with our practice. We'll take a couple more breaths. Maybe you need to lift your knee up. I like that myself. It helps me ground. Maybe you need to touch your knees. That helps too. Make sure you're grounded in your own body. And then let's take one deep breath and exhale all the breath out through our mouth. And on the second breath, let's chant Om together. So deep breath in. Bring your hands together in the prayer position. Let's thank the one true teacher in each and every one of us that guides and directs our lives on a daily basis. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you for coming. I hope to see you again next week.